I'm really excited to have this Zoom. I feel like this is something I've been having on my heart lately, and having just showing different layers of leadership, and just also showing different walks, different paths, different journeys, different starting points, different middle points, whatever it may be. Everyone has a different journey. And I have the pleasure of having one of my girls. She just earned her 12K, and she has been watching me prior to starting about a year before doing so, and like a little over a year. Okay. And through my consistency and through just me being me and just like talking to her as a person, she finally had, in her perfect timing, her 5 seconds of insane courage. And because of those 5 seconds of insane courage, she's recreated her life in so many different levels. But I want to talk about the behind the scenes of what life throws at you, what goes on, and how you fight and get up and push forward. So I'm going to introduce Katie. She is going to take over from here, and then I will be ending it.
Yeah. Am I unmuted? I don't know how this works. Am I good? Okay. So do this. So hello everyone. I get really, really nervous doing this stuff. So ignore me if I get awkward or if I start rambling and I'll randomly be like, what was I talking about? Because that's just how I am. But so like Brittany said, I watched her for a year. I finally had my time where I was like, I'm gonna do this. And I kind of wanted, it's been on my heart to just tell everyone like kind of why I had that instant decision to just do it. Because I feel like everyone, like if you're on this, you had that one moment where you were just like, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to make this my life. So I have all my notes, so ignore me if I'm looking down because I don't want to ramble, like I said. But my husband's in the military, so another PSA. When I wrote all this out, it was prior to everything that was happening over there in the Middle East. So if I get emotional, I'm sorry, but that's just it. Yeah. But basically, we were stationed in Fort Bliss, Texas. I'm working full time as an insurance biller. My husband was recently back a year ago in July from his first deployment in the Middle East. And he's back for a year, all that. And then he gets a phone call from Big Army saying, you're moving to Alaska. Currently it's -40 here. So, but he's like, we're moving to Alaska. They need me for a deployment. And in my head, I was kind of like, I don't even see you. I'm not getting home until 7 o'clock at night. Our kid's in daycare. Now you're going to leave again. Like you haven't even been back a year yet. And he's like, I'm sorry, it's what happens. And I understand that. And so we get to Alaska, we settle down, and I found a job like, really quick. And it got to the point where he wasn't supposed to leave until like October, but they called him and they were like, just kidding, you're leaving at the end of September. So I'm over here working full time, not seeing my husband, not seeing my kid. And I knew this deployment was going to be a little different. So I had this moment of like, why am I stuck behind a desk? Why am I stuck doing something that I don't enjoy when I want to be home for my family and be home with my husband? So I messaged Brittany and I was like, sign me up. I'm doing this. And from that moment on, it was this instant, I don't care what life throws at me. I don't care what happens. Like I'm going to do this fully and 100% with all of my heart. And now this month, it's going to be 5 months, I think 4 or 5 months, almost 5 months since I, jumped in, and it has completely changed my life. And the reason that it's changed my life is because even when life got hard, I still kept going. So sorry, you hear my child slamming doors in the background, but I still kept going. And I came in full force from when I started. I truly was like, I'm going to be able to look at my husband one day when he eventually retires and him not have to think he has to go get another job, because we all know military retirement isn't that amazing. And I want to be able to be like, no, I got this. Like, you don't have to worry about anything. And so that's what always motivates me. And just to kind of go into the whole what life throws at you, like you all know, it's now, if anyone's husband is serving right now, thank you very much. You know, it's crazy over there. So I do appreciate that. But it's one of those things where, you know, everything's on the news right now. Life's going legit crazy. And I know we all deal with things that are different, and we all deal with struggles, and life gets hard, and we all need to take like just a day or maybe a couple hours to ourselves. And I will forever say that that is so freaking important. But once you have those moments of, you know, just whatever it is, praying, meditation, you need to, and I fully believe, share that with people, because that's been how I succeed. I will take, and people, you know, I post all the time. So they're like, Katie hasn't posted in like 3 hours. Oh my gosh, you know, or a day or whatever it is. And then I take that time to be like, I'm a voice for people that don't have a voice. Some people might not be able to, or not feel like they can't share how they're feeling. So I'll pop on and I'll be like, hey, you know, everyone knows what's going on. I needed some time, you know, thank you for reaching out to me. And I'm still building those relationships and connections with people while I'm not constantly all the time on social media. And so I think that is really, really important. And just, again, I'm reading my notes, sorry, so I don't ramble. But, you don't miss anything. But yeah, so again, just the whole thing of me, like, everyone, no matter what you're going through, if it's, you know, like your husband's gone, I call it solo parenting. So, because shout out to, if you are a single parent, shout out to you, because it's not easy not having help all the time. But no matter what it is, if it's, you know, there's a passing in the family, if it's relationship issues, if it's health, anything, take that time for yourself. But also don't forget why we're doing this. We're doing this to be able to take that time. So, for example, I had friends that left work yesterday because after everything happened, they physically were like, I can't be at work right now. And it kind of made me feel like so grateful, because I was like, I was able to walk upstairs to my bedroom, literally completely unplug, and know that on Tuesday I'm still going to get a full paycheck. Like, that was so freaking powerful to me. And I think that because I share my experiences and I share what I'm going through, and granted, I don't tell the whole entire world everything, but because I'm open about it, and no matter what, I show up. And that's what I like to tell my girls. I'm like, okay, you know, look yourself in the mirror and remind yourself your why. Why are you doing this? It would have been super easy for me to just, you know, fall off the face of the earth and never come back and keep doing this. But I keep going because the destination I see for myself in my life is so much bigger than any other struggle that God or the devil could possibly throw at me, because I have, you know, God is my light. He guides me to where I want to be. And so that's what I was thinking about yesterday. I was like, you know, all this is going on. I literally texted Brittany and I was like, I don't know if he's okay, what's happening. And all I could think about was, I can't wait until one day I literally, like, when reenlistment comes up, and I can be like, babe, you literally do not have to reenlist. Like, if you really don't want to right now, I can keep you home. And that alone is what those whys and the reasons why I do this stuff is, so I can tell him that. And I just push through everything. And that's just so freaking powerful and super, super important. And I want to remind all of you that, like, yes, like I said multiple times, we all have our issues. But if you really, truly just sit down and take that time and just be like, again, why am I doing this? Honestly, why did I start? And I like to tell everyone, like, when you first came into my inbox, if you're one of my girls, or why I first came into Brittany's inbox, like, I remind myself of that. I've even gone back and looked at my messages and been like, oh my gosh, I remember when I wanted to join so bad, but I didn't. Or I remember messaging her and being like, these are my whys, help me. And then you have to kind of recenter yourself. If you're not, you know, doing the IPAs that you know you should be doing daily, if you're not having conversations, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're not going to see results. And that's like what some of my girls have said. They're like, well, how? And I'm like, because I constantly, no matter what, show up. I have conversations. I don't always, and I will say this, I was talking to Brittany about it. I believe you have to do what works for you. So for me, I I already had a semi-platform on social media, and I've always just been myself. Like sometimes I say things and I get unfollowed because I literally am just 100% authentically me. I share what I want to share. No one tells me what I can or cannot share, and that just that's what works for me. But I feel like because everyone already knows that I'm not trying, because of Thrive, I'm not faking it. I'm not trying to be someone else. So that's helped me build those steady, consistent relationships. So do I post my op stories every single day? No. I'm normally like every other day, but when I'm not posting those stories, I am in conversations. I am constantly talking to people. And like what I was talking to Brittany about too is everything that's going on in the last 24 hours, I've signed 2 people. I didn't post one op story because I was having conversations and I was legitimately like, I'm going through stuff right now, guys. I posted that. I'm sorry. Like I'm unplugging. But when people came to me and were like, oh my gosh, like that, I'm sorry, whatever it is that they had to say, I was still building those connections. And then they're asking me, how am I doing it? And I'm like, honestly, this is the baby right here is how I'm even functioning right now. And so I think that's really, really important. Like if you're over here saying I'm working behind the scenes and there's no results, then something's not right. And you need to figure out what your calling is, what your purpose is in this, and do that. So if you are someone that needs the constant op stories, post them every day. If you're the person that can just have conversations, do that. So I just think that truly is very powerful. And I just wanted to kind of share how it is with my life and how you can go through things. And like, if you believe in God, whatever it is you believe in, like you got this. Take that time, but still show up because that's what we're here for. We preach about the freedom. We preach about, I don't have to take a sick day. So when you're sick, or for a week, why are you out for a whole week and not bringing in any income? Because if you're doing that, you might as well work the 9 to 5 and take your paid time off. So that's something that it's been on my heart, and if I forgot anything, Brittany, tell me.
No, it was so good. And I'm so glad that you shared that, because I think so many times we perform in what we feel like we need to meet, if that makes sense. And I want everyone to embrace wherever you're at right now, because like wherever you're at right now is exactly where you need to be. And those mountains you're going through and climbing, I posted a post the other day, and it was like the wolf that's climbing, or the wolf that's at the top of the hill isn't as hungry as the wolf that's climbing it. And that resonated with me in so many different levels, because you can be wherever you are at and think that you're at the top, or you can be wherever you're at in your life and feel like you're climbing it. It all comes down to the perspective of what you're allowing and what you're putting forth. And we're allowed to have days, we're allowed to have moments, but I want you to try in those moments or in those things when things get hard or when things are growing, because everything that you're going through has a purpose. Everything that I'm having like ADD for 5 seconds. Everything that you're going through and you're learning from and developing and doing your self-development, showing up in, even when you don't feel like what's the point, there's a point. You're compounding your daily actions. You're making ripples in the pond. Every ripple that you make creates a wave. Oh, I was like, who's interrupting me? I'm just kidding. Okay, go ahead. I got ADD for 5 seconds.
Really quick. I'm like reading my notes because I'm not professional at this. I will be one day, but not right now. I did write something down in my notes that really sticks with me, is that this is more than just a paycheck. It's overcoming everything in your life and your mindset. So like if you would have put me to my husband's first deployment and this would have happened, I'm telling you right now, I literally would have been like, it's the end of the world. My life is over. Oh my gosh. Like it would have been so bad. But because like the way that this company has, and these people that are in this tribe have changed the way that I think about myself, the way I think about life, the way I follow my heart, it has truly transformed just everything in my life. So I want all of you, if, success doesn't happen overnight. And if you're one of those people where you're like only focusing, and I know everyone talks about this, the paycheck, the paycheck, the paycheck, your mindset is already not right and it's not going to work out for you. Like, it's the cold, hard truth. So yesterday when I was sitting there doing this, like, it wasn't even that didn't have intentions on enrolling people. I didn't have intentions for that, but I was just really grateful at the fact that I wasn't sitting there in my self-misery, if that makes sense. I was like, I'm going to overcome. I'm going to do what's best. I have all these people in this amazing tribe that are going to help and pray for my family and do things, and I can reach out to them. And I think that alone is so much more powerful than any paycheck. That alone is just amazing. And then, like, what the gratitude meant. Yes. So if people are seeing that about you, like, she's so happy. She is, she just, right now, she probably shouldn't be, but she's still like happy and out there and she's consistent, then that attracts people. I get more people that tell me that you've just been so much happier than, oh, your paycheck looks nice last week. People, honestly, that attracts the right people because of just mindset and all that. So I wanted to put that up there.
No, I love that. And I think that's something that's so, like, we all need to focus on is the impact. I feel like the more impact we make, the more our abundance grows to us. And everything I've ever gone through, I grow first, and so it's usually uncomfortable, and then I get launched into my next level of where I'm at. I know this about this industry. I know what it requires. And so, like, when you just make yourself committed to you and your why and what you're here for, and this is the one thing I want to talk about, just because I am I'm so stuck on this book in this, like, book club. There's just one little nugget I want to read. I like the word nugget lately, clearly, because I said it like 20 times. But, and then I'm going to let you guys go. This is just a quick Zoom tonight. I wanted to keep this to the point, simple, and just really, like, touching you guys all in a different layer and different way, I'm hoping. So if you can't see it, smell it, taste it, if it doesn't move you deep in your soul, then I promise you it's not enough to keep you committed. Your why has to be for you. Not your kids all the time, not everything else. Like, and Katie's why connects to her because it's proving to herself that one day she can bring her husband home. It's not, hey, I want to just retire him. It's, hey, I want to prove to him that when he go and re-enlist, that's not an option he needs to do. It connects to her on a deeper level. Just like my why connects to me on a different level. It's my IVF journey. It's my, growth of where I see my next 20 years and me speaking and doing whatever I intend to do that God put me on this earth. But my impact is what comes first. And because of my impact, it makes me crush any obstacle that I'm going through. Because my why is big. So I want you guys, I have homework, and that's why I'm like, homework. I feel like a teacher. But no, I want you guys to all do something for me, and you can screenshot in the chat when you're done or whatever. But I want you to all write yourself. I had my girls do this in my team. I want you to write yourself a letter on who, as if you read it 2 years from now. I want you to give yourself, like, compliments on how proud you are of what you've accomplished in the last 2 years. And future date it as if it's already happened. I want you to write this letter. You can make it as your post. You can just send it in the chat, whatever you're comfortable with. But I want you to write yourself a letter saying how proud you are as if you've already made it happen in the next 2 years, and your future self is reading it, please. Okay? I love you all. I'm proud of you all. And I'm so excited was this the first Zoom of 2020? I think I'm having ADD. Well, if not, but I love you all. And I'm really excited to see how this year just kicks our butt into a new level. And I hope you guys have a beautiful Wednesday night.